Hey, Pretty Girl Club. Welcome back to the Exotical Storytime series. This is a series where we tell our stories about colorism, texturism, featureism, and pretty girl problems. So if you have a story you would like to share, please go ahead and email me at exoticalsunited@gmail.com. We have been silenced from telling our life stories both on and offline for decades now, and so since the Exoticals are the talk of the town, why not use this extra publicity to finally get our stories heard? But this girl says, "Hello, EU. I'd like to remain anonymous. I've been wanting to share my stories with you for a while, so here goes. I am a brown skinned exotical with little nose, pouty lips, and Asian almond eyes. I have a deep reddish brown skin tone. When I tan, I'm the color of Georgia red clay. My phenotype is often compared to the model Tay Heckard. I am always called a Bratz doll. I'm very short and petite with a nice hourglass shape. I have a bubbly personality and I love to learn new things. I've been called white girl by my own community, the black community. I've been called Oreo, wannabe light skin, you think you're better than us, and also asked if I'm actually black because my face looks Asian and my nose is very small. When I was a young girl, grown, unambiguous black women hated me and would tell my mom that I would get pregnant at an early age because I'm pretty. Joke's on them, I'm an ultra feminine lesbian and child free, while they are grandmas to the fourth power. I've had adult women lie about me, and boys would lie and say they had sex with me. Smear campaigns have been my life from the time I turned 11. Has anyone else noticed that? Like, people love smearing you if you're the pretty girl. But she says there are unambiguous black women from light to dark complexions who get annoyed by my very existence. I stopped working a 9 to 5 and began working for myself in 2018 because women made my work environment very hostile. It got really bad when I would get compliments from customers. Whenever I spoke, they would yell across the store and say, "Shut the F up, white girl." These women would roll their eyes at me, talk about me loud enough for me to hear them, and they would try to provoke me and tell me I'm not as cute as I think I am. This happened a couple of times in different jobs. I'm not even going to get into the fact that it felt like a miracle getting jobs when I was younger because women would tell me in my face that they weren't hiring while displaying a huge "we're hiring" sign. But that's another story time. One night, my wife, who's also an exotical, and I were celebrating one of my friend's birthdays. My wife offered us a bottle of rosé with the ice bucket, a shrimp dish for her, and some Parmesan wings for me to nibble on throughout the night. An actor sat across from us, MLS man, and was so excited to speak to us and exchange social media to work on a future project. His girlfriend came later and sat next to him. She was a beautiful MLS woman who appeared to be multiracial, but I never liked to assume. I smiled at her and was getting ready to compliment her until she frowned and asked me, "Why are you eating your chicken wings with a fork and knife?" I told her I eat them with a fork and knife to avoid getting my fresh manicure and nail set dirty. She said, "Whatever, you look good, I guess. You need to eat them the normal way." She was very bothered by how I ate my food. I sipped my rosé and got back to talking and laughing with my wife and friends. Actor's girlfriend, I don't remember her name, watches me with such hatred to the point that my wife notices and asks me if I'm feeling okay and if she needs to say something. I told her that I was fine and I don't know what's going on with this lady. Actor's girlfriend then asks, "How are the wings? Are they good?" I told her I've had better. She says, "Oh, so they're just okay. Maybe that's why you're eating them with a fork and knife." Before I could even respond, she immediately started talking to another exotical to my left who was MLS and began telling her desperately how she's the most beautiful girl in the room. It was very ugly, intentional, and she was trying hard to make me feel away. But even the MLS to my left looked at her quite confusing and tentatively said thank you. So she was trying to triangulate another exotical. People love doing this to us exoticals. They will try to divide us up and say like, "Well, this other exotical is prettier than you." But she says, "Actor's girlfriend was embarrassing herself, and I realized my beauty and femininity was bothering her really badly." Meanwhile, neither her nor her boyfriend ordered anything to eat or drink while we were there. Maybe she was hungry? It was giving that she was very jealous of my beauty, my mannerisms, the sweet way my wife was treating me, and the fact that her boyfriend was so happy to meet my wife and I kept talking about a movie he wanted to create. I was excited to chat with another beautiful exotical and become friends, but she was not having it. I wish it wasn't that way, but I don't know what to do about that. I just smile and remain graceful. I'm glad that she left hastily and was able to enjoy the rest of the night and bask in the good energy of my people. Being an exotical is such an experience with its pros and cons. We can sometimes catch hell from everyone, and unfortunately, from a few fellow exoticals as well. I would love for us to all be on code with one another. We are the pretty girls. Yeah, sometimes other exoticals will hate on you as well if they feel like you're outdoing them in beauty, or if they're just jealous, or if they have kind of like this Blackistan mindset where they hate themselves or they reject themselves. And so they don't like that you have more confidence than them, especially if you're darker than them and they have internalized colorism. They'll have this mindset of, how dare you be darker than me and embrace who you are? How dare you be darker than me and embrace your skin tone? How dare you be brown skinned and embrace being an exotical or embrace being mixed or Blasian? Anyway, what do you ladies think? Can you relate to any of these experiences, or are we all just a whole bunch of delusional light skins and exoticals who think that we're cuter than we actually are? Let me know what you think in the comment section, and I'll talk to you next time. Stay pretty, ladies.